Hey there, everyone. Wow, it has been a little bit since I recorded anything. Really, the end of May update, I think, was the last time I did much of anything at all in terms of that, and I was waiting to get my new camera, which I'm recording on here. Hopefully it'll do a decent enough job. I like it. It's a little deal, but at the same time, it actually works out pretty well when I go walking, when I've tested it out a little bit, and that'll be something that'll be really nice when I can actually go out and, you know, legitimately record stuff again and go places, because no more shaky camera footage. That's going to be really, really nice. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. So I got to go back to Dakara market of Japan, the market I like here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and do some shopping with them. It's been a little while since the last time I went there, and as well the last time I also put together a little taste test video of some of the stuff that I bought. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today, and trying out a couple of different things. I have one drink and one thing of chips. I bought other stuff too, but those are noodles, instant noodles. I may end up doing some more videos regarding those, because I have at least 3 different kinds I'd like to try out, all of which are at least slightly different. I think 2 are yakisoba, 1 is an instant ramen, but you know, they're all quite different from one another, so we'll get to those later on. But yeah, to start out, they had a bag of Doritos I have never seen before, as I just completely thrust it into the camera and not center it. That's fine. It's gonna be really tough to do that, but yeah, these are called Doritos mild salt flavor, and I was interested in that just because I was like, wait, mild salt flavor? They already have a toasted corn Doritos. They had those over here in the States at one point, and I've seen them in Japan as well, like I believe just maybe in these small bags, but they might have had them in bigger ones too. But the thing it points out, and I'm looking at the English ingredients here, is that it has corn, vegetable oil, salt, dextrin, sweet corn powder, yeast extract powder, onion powder, dried kombu kelp powder, red pepper powder, monosodium glutamate, artificial flavor, and citric acid. With a lot of those things, you kind of go into the point of mild salt. There's a lot more going on than just salt in these chips. And that's what kind of got me to pick them up, because the name seems like it would just be pretty normal. There's nothing crazy going on with it. But the ingredient list, if it's correct, I have literally no idea, because this label back here is actually hiding the original ingredients label. I have no idea if it's going to be correct. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot. So let's pop these guys open and give them a shot. My apologies for crinkle bag noise. This is kind of loud. Since I can tear it here, I'm going to do it on this side. There we go. No, it smells like toasted corn. It smells like a corn tortilla chip. Although the Doritos can't focus on anything. This is a fixed focus camera, but I think that's probably going to be blurry. Maybe that's okay. But yeah, the consistency in these, like the chips are smaller in Japan for Doritos for sure. And they usually have a slightly different consistency to them, but they look like Doritos. I'm not seeing anything weird with it. I mean, I don't think they're going to be that weird anyways. But, alright, let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's mostly salt. But there is this, like, little mild hit of, like, this subtle umami-ness, and since it had mentioned dried kombu kelp powder, that makes perfect sense. I might be picking up some of that onion powder, but both of those things, they're taking a back seat to the corn flavor and the salt flavor. I may have been wrong about the texture. These seems... I could have sworn I've had Doritos in the past that had a different texture. Maybe it was a different brand, I don't know. I've eaten a lot of snacks over the years, and certain things I just forget. But yeah, like even the saltiness is not really all that prevalent. It's there, it's letting you know it's on the chip, and it enhances the corn flavor of the chip. But there's the other things that they're pointing out, and yeah, the sweet corn powder, there is a mild sweetness to it, and it seems like that's going to be enhancing the flavor of the corn chip itself. I mean, everything else is there, but not to such a degree that it's going to actually overpower one another, and it's just like, here, do you want a chip that is tasty and has kind of that unctuousness to it? That might not even be the right word to use there, but whatever. Let's just say if you like something that tastes good, but you don't want to get like punched in the mouth, because I mean, I love Doritos myself, and I will eat most flavors of Doritos. There seems to be like no bad flavor I've ever run into. They tend to be really, really strong in flavor, especially here in the States. If you get a nacho cheese or Cool Ranch, it's going to be something that is, I don't know if I would call it intense, but maybe for certain palates it would be intense. But something like this, yeah, this is really easy to eat, and I think some people would like it. If you're wanting a strong flavor, maybe not so much, but that's pretty interesting, actually. I was wondering whether or not that was going to be all that much fun to talk about, because I was like, oh, mild salt. Well, I want to try it, but is that actually going to be, you know, something people want to hear about? But yeah, that's interesting. Moving on, I do have a drink to try out today. I bought a couple other drinks as well. A couple, two smaller cans. They were coffee cans. I don't remember the rest of the name off the top of my head. But one was a black, one was I believe a cafe au lait, as well as a Suntory Kuro black tea that I don't think there's really much to say about that. I might keep the bottle because I'm weird. But with this one, this is a green Dakara, which I don't recall if I've ever tried green Dakara before. They've sold it over here for years, and it's been easy enough to get. And it's not really a water, or one of those weird clear waters. It almost kind of is like a weird clear water now that I think about it. But not like one of the ones where it's water, but it's also kind of a yogurt drink too, and it doesn't make any sense because it's clear. Or like the clear coffees or, you know, milk teas that they've put out before. And this one's, it's not even a sports beverage. It was, I believe, a fruit-based beverage. It had like fruit extracts or something else in it. It was just meant to be kind of, you know, refreshing and clean tasting. This one, though, it's the same thing from Suntory Green Dakara, but it is Miruku to Kaijitsu, which I believe translates into, well, milk is milk, and I believe Kaijitsu in this case means fruits, because there is on the label there, you know, an apple and orange, not an orange, that's a lemon. An apple, a lemon, and some grapes, and then obviously milk. The regular green Dakara is actually a clear beverage, as I said. I don't think it was like completely clear when they did it, but I believe they reformulated it a couple of years ago when I was checking this. This one though is just kind of like, why the hell not? I'll give it a good shake. I'm not even sure I need to shake it, but I'm pretty sure it's not carbonated, so we should be good to go. I hope so. I don't want like, you know, drink flying everywhere. Let's give this a shot. Please don't explode. There we go. Okay. Ooh. It's definitely a nice fruity smell to it. Alright, let's give this a shot. Yeah, there's a... Weird. Yeah. That skim milk powder, that gives it... It's a little bit looser than, say, skim milk, and I if you love milk, the most people I know that do drink milk still, and this probably got to be more than I'm actually thinking about, don't like skim milk because it tends to be really watery. You pull all the fat out of it. I'd say it's actually a looser consistency of that, but like what you expect out of milk, the flavor and kind of the mouthfeel of it is in here from that milk powder. I'm not really picking up the lemon. I am picking up the apple. The apple and the grape are really prevalent in this. And yeah, it's not... This would be good on... I'm not a big fan of milk on like hot days, but this would be a good thing on a fairly warm day if you're looking for something kind of sweet. Yeah, interesting. Not bad. This is actually pretty good. It's certainly a way to be able to get some of your daily calcium intake and have something that's hopefully a little bit more substantial in terms of vitamins and whatnot. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't remember seeing regular green Dakara there, so I'm hoping. I really am struggling to remember whether or not I've tried it before, and if I haven't, then I need to hopefully go when I go back check and see if they have it, because if they have the regular green Dakara, I can always try that too. But yeah, this is pretty good. All right, the only other thing I really can show off here right now is, even though I've already opened it and eaten like a third of the bar, is my Crunky bar. This is from Latte, and it's basically Latte's version, because I'm sure somebody else like Morinaga or one of the other candy companies ends up producing something that's pretty similar. This is kind of like a Japanese Nestle Crunch bar in a way, and unfortunately Nakata sells these, and they're pretty easy to find here in Las Vegas. They sell them for a little bit more than I'd like to spend most of the time. You can actually go down to Greenland Supermarket, which is the big Korean supermarket here in town. That's a couple of blocks south from where Nakata Market is, and get these for, I think, a little bit cheaper. But let me open up the package. Again, everything's already open, so let me bust off a piece and I'll show it to you. So I can get the wrapper open. There we go. Oh, this part's already busted off. Good. Yeah. I mean, their names on the little pieces, and if you can see the little crunchies in there, it's a little bit different than a Nestle Crunch bar. I think the texture of these little crisps, they might be soy crisps, they might be rice crisps, I'm not sure. They're a little bit different, but it's a similar concept. I mean, I've already tried it, but decent flavor to the chocolate. Not quite as crispy as I would have hoped, and I don't think that's the fault of the chocolate or me opening it or anything. I think it's just, since they're so small and they're a little spread out within the chocolate, the density of the crisps within the chocolate is fine, but I think they're just not quite as crispy as, say, like a Nestle's Crunch is, where, you know, you can get a pretty good crunch out of that. So, pretty good. All right, gang. That's pretty much all I got for you. I got other noodles that I have purchased, as I said. So hopefully if I can figure out how to get everything set up and get those made and actually record it. I've never done anything like that. I'm hoping I'll be able to bring those to you pretty soon. Yeah, I don't want to turn into a food review channel because that's not, you know, really what my focus is. But then again, I don't have much of a focus. And I'd like to start getting back into making videos and, you know, making content a little bit more often, because, you know, I've really slacked in the last month and a half or so. You know, again, I had stuff that came out recently, but nothing where I was actually sitting down and doing things like this. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll see how everything turns out recording on this camera for the first time, because I have no idea. I haven't done a long recording like this yet. Just a bunch of tests. So anyways, again, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button if you like this content. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see those noodle dishes or any other snacks you might want me to look for and try out, you know, in case you like seeing these kinds of videos. But until next time, y'all stay safe out there. Keep inside as much as you can. Make sure to wear a mask, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.